Hi, everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of the Rectified Podcast. Today, my guest is Matin Moghaddam, the general manager of Torshi Foods. And he's going to tell us all about it, what Torshi means, and what the product is all about. Welcome, Metin.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me, Sandy. So the first question, what Torshi means? So
Yes, what
Torshi
does
is
it mean?
it's a Farsi word. It stands for something that is sour. That is the literal meaning, actually.
Yeah.
But in Farsi, Torshi actually means pickle, like whatever that is pickled. We call it Torshi. Torsh means tang, and Torshi means something that is tangy. And so, in fact, we have two type of
Okay.
pickles in Farsi. The first one is torshi, which is a sour vinegar-based sort of pickle, and the other one is
Okay.
shur, which is salt and water sort of pickle.
Okay.
So a little bit different, but
Yeah.
torshi is that sour vinegar-based type of pickle that is available all across the country, and depending on which part of the country you are, you can find different vegetables and even non-vegetables sort of
Yeah.
pickles in Iran.
It's very interesting. In us Armenians, we call it torshi, but I don't know the origin of the word. Could be Persian, could be Turkish. I thought it's Turkish, but it seems that it's Persian. Maybe I don't know. But these types of pickled vegetables, I also see them in Lebanon, where I was born and raised, and we do have like cabbage, carrots, eggplants, not just the usual, dill pickles and cornichon and all of things that we find in other countries. Before we dive in, a quick ask. If you're watching or listening, hit subscribe or follow on whatever platform you're tuning in from. And don't forget to leave a review. It helps more founders like you find the show, and it helps us keep bringing these conversations to life. So tell us a little bit about how the brand got started, the idea, like the origin of Torshi.
Yeah, so the origin of torshi goes back to 2023. Origin of Torshi Foods, actually, otherwise the product.
Yeah.
The torshi has been around for probably centuries, I would say.
Yes.
2023, when the brand started, like the first version of the product, at that time I wasn't part of the company at all. I was working full time. So Aiden and Nasrin, the co-founders of Torshi, which are mother and son, so they had this idea. So Nasrin used to come from United States, New York to Ottawa, like once a year or twice a year to visit the family, by the way, and also make a bunch of torshi for her
Yeah,
son.
to everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, and like after 2 months or 1 month, they all ran out of torshi and her torshi, and they couldn't find anything similar in any stores or online or anywhere else. So that was like the first problem solution type of product that happened to their mind. Like, okay, maybe that can be a product. So after that, Nasrin moved to Ottawa as well, and they made like the first batch, probably 50 to 100 jars. They went to farmers market in Ottawa, Beachwood Farmers Market, for the first time.
Yeah.
Because at that time they were very skeptical if the Canadian palates would accept such a product, which is quite tangy and quite sour, and there's no sugar, you don't have any oil, and vinegar based and those kind of thing. So they're quite skeptical. So they went to the market and they tested it, and people loved it. So they were like, okay, so this can be a thing. But the project stopped for some reasons, because they were busy and they were looking for someone to come and have a full-time job on this and make this brand to hopefully what it is or what it will be in the future. So in it was like 1 month before, in May 2024, Aiden and I met, and we had 2 or 3 meetings, long meetings. We talked about everything. The first meeting was talking about me. The second meeting was talking about the Torshi, the brand, what the vision is, are we going to be agree on the main thing, the vision, the branding, and everything. And we had very great meetings for 2 or 3 hours, and then we decided, okay, let's partner up. So I joined the company in June Third was the first day actually that we had the first meeting, the kickoff meeting, that I still have the picture. We took a picture that day, Aiden and I, and we were like, okay, one day they're gonna be a whole lot of people behind us, and we can just put it on the wall and be like, hey, it was June 2024, and today is I don't know, February 2027, and we started over there. So don't give up. Just keep working.
I love this.
We had this type of idea. So yeah, I joined, and so the first thing that we do was branding. We changed the labels. We actually created a new label, like totally new thing. At that time, we had.
Tell me what it was in the beginning.
So the first thing that we had was like, okay, what is the first step? What is our first of all short-term goal, mid-term goal, and what are we gonna do in a year? Where do we want to be? So the first step that we had was like, man, like branding is everything. Like we want to be a premium product. We don't want, because if you go to different Iranian supermarket, you can find a lot of Torshis, right? Yeah. They're mostly 99% are imported products, and they're quite cheap. They're $4, but imported, lower quality, lower vegetables, not a best quality of vinegar actually on those type of pickles. But what we wanted to do was like, we wanted to position ourselves as a premium product, so our branding was a key. So we wanted to have a great branding, and we spent a lot of times and a little bit of money on branding. We tested a lot of things, and we wanted to see how this brand will compete and will compare on a shelf, because our end goal was like, this product is going to be in front of probably 100 different products, and the person who's passing by the aisle, can it grab the attention? Is it stand out enough for the person to just grab the jar, see what's inside, see the ingredient list, and be like, okay, this is a very, very healthy thing. There's no weird ingredients in it, no oil, no sugar, pretty healthy, and then read into it a little bit more and decide to buy. So our first thing was like branding. The website took actually way more longer than what we thought going to be, because again, you make something and you're like, oh no, it's not there. It's not like the label is really good, we paid for the label, and like the new website needs to be aligned, but it wasn't. So we're like, okay, we're not going to launch the website yet. We had the website, but very, very kind of, I would say, like a scrappy V1, like
I have so much to say when you're saying that, but it's okay. Continue. Go ahead.
So that was our short vision. Like, let's establish the brand. And another important thing that we did and we wanted to do is Ottawa as a sample for whole Canada and hopefully North America. So we just focus in Ottawa. Whatever we want to do, we got to test it in Ottawa. If it's any store acquisition channel we're working on, if it's going to the farmers market, talking to the customers, online shops and everything, we try to test in Ottawa before going to any other city or going to we try to acquire any store outside of Ontario or Ottawa. So we decided just to go probably 4 months. We just focused on Ottawa, and we learned a lot, and that helped us to kind of like replicate what we learned and kind of like the systems that we made. Just go to other cities and provinces, and again, you pivot, you learn, you change. Like the way that we used to work 1 year ago is very, very different. Of course. Compared to the way that we're working right now.
If you're a product-based founder, I'd love to invite you to join the Scale Partner community. It's a free space where founders like you can connect, share ideas, and support each other. Inside, you'll find other people like you who are building brands, workshops to help you grow, and conversations that make the journey feel a little less lonely. Come join us. It's completely free at community.rectified.co/scale partner.
That's actually a good idea to test it out. First of all, locally, there's a big market. You're in Ontario. You can still, you're just testing out in Ottawa, but you have the whole province to test out. You have another big city also in your province that you can later on venture there. The thing that you did that is very interesting is the fact that you focused on brand. And usually the people who start, who are in their startup phase, let's say, or the people I work with, people in the community that I have, etc., they don't focus on that much, and then they come later on to explore what their brand is all about, or they go all in on branding and they would be like, I spent all my money on this logo. They create a logo and a fancy packaging, but also they don't know what their brand is about, like the DNA, the actual brand, like psychology,
Exactly.
inside of the brand. And the first thing when I discovered your products on Instagram, I realized, that it's more high quality, that it's more premium. I can sense the work because I've seen a lot and I can feel how much people focused on it and if they really understand their brand or not. And it really translates what you've done in terms of your branding.
Yeah,
Metin,
totally.
yeah,
Totally agree. I think like the balance is very important. If you spend too much money and too much time on one thing, or like branding, if you develop a product that looks beautiful, works perfectly fine, but no one wants, so that's
exactly.
not gonna go nowhere.
Exactly.
Or if you develop a customer that's a customer base that wants one type of product, but you think your product is that product, but it's not, that is also another mistake. So the balance, like it's a game of push and pull, basically.
Exactly.
You have to find your balance.
Yeah, exactly. Metin, what are you doing in terms of marketing? How are you spreading the word? Are you still going to farmers market or are you just online? What's going on that front?
Yeah, so we still do farmers market in Ottawa because farmers market is not only for just sell your product.
Yeah.
You can find a lot of messaging, like a type of messaging that resonate with your customer that you've never thought of. And you can like find those messaging words or sentences or positioning by like, hey, have you had this product before? And they were like, yeah, I do this, X, Y, Z. And you're like, oh my God, I've never thought about it. And I always have a notebook and I write it down. Oh my God, that's great. That can be a video. That can be a real idea.
Exactly.
So one of the reasons that we do a farmer's market is definitely that, is just talking to the customer, sampling them. And we at the beginning, when we started, for the first 8 months, we only have one product, right? So we only had our mixed one. But now on the website, we have 3. Probably by the time that this podcast is released, we're going to have 6 products on the website and like everywhere. But one of the way that we could be able to find with new product idea, was just talking to the customers directly. For example, we went there and we saw a lot of customers were looking for the products which had more cauliflower or more carrots. And we saw a pattern there, like, okay, like people actually want more cauliflower or carrots. So what if we had a carrots or cauliflower product? So we added those 2 and they were quite successful. So the farmers market for us is more like a learning phase when we have a new product or like talking to the customer. I love that. But in terms of we do also do online sell as well. So the question was about marketing, right?
Yes.
I kind of pivoted to another.
How do you spread the word about your product? How do people find you? Basically?
So farmers market is one way. We also, at the beginning, we started to do a little bit of marketing on Meta advertising, especially boosting our posts to just get more followers at the beginning. not thinking about having more sales. We're just like, yeah, just click on the link, check out our Instagram, and if you like it, just give it a follow. And so that was another way that we started in our city. And also, I think another most important way is just getting to as many stores as possible and getting to shelf. I realized a lot of people that we met at the farmers markets, they were like, oh, this is that brand that I saw, not even bought, right? People can actually remember those as well. Like, I saw or bought your product at this store the other day. Oh, so you also come to the farmers market. So yeah, the combination of these three was the way that we spread the word at the beginning. But right now we do some collaborations with, I try to, whatever the store that we start collaborating, I try to have a post on Instagram. Let's let your people and our people know each other. We do a lot of collaboration with chefs that we send the products, and if they like the product, they would give us a shout out. Sometimes it's paid, sometimes it's not paid. We had some customers, one of our video, which got a lot of views as well. One of our customers just bought the product, and she made an amazing video, and just sent this to us, and like, this is just post it, and it was like a video that you probably would pay $500 to $1,000 for that specific video, and she just made it for free for us.
That's nice.
And we had those type of customers as well, or like a very niche influencer. 10K less, we just send the product to them, and if they like it, one of the things is like all of these influencers, like especially like less than 5,000 followers, 10,000 followers, one of the things they always look for is the idea to make videos. And I think that's one of the hardest part of being an influencer, is coming up with a video idea. And if you send them a product that is kind of trendy and they can make some sort of fun video with them, they're totally good with you just sending the product for free, and they just do something with that and post on their social media, and they're probably gonna tag you. If they don't tag you, that's even okay.
Is that still working? I'm hearing that it's very difficult nowadays, even if people have like a 1,000, like 1,000 followers, they're not just taking products as gifts, and they actually require some money and some payments. How's that working with you?
We had so the thing is, we didn't go all in. We didn't like, okay, our strategy going to be like scrape 2,000 influencers and automate the email or like DM into them. So some of them reached out actually that, hey, I like your product. Are you okay to send me some jars and I make a video out of it? And I'd be like, oh, 100%.
Of course.
And there were some that I cope with in our city that were like, okay, so would you be able to make a video? I'll send you the product if you like the product, right? It's not like you have to do this. I send you the product. If you like the product and you had any idea to make a video out of it, feel free. That would be great. If not, story would be okay. If not as well, totally fine. All on us. And if you kind of like, you go with that type of mindset that I don't want to force you, I just want to give you a product, and I want your feedback, and if you like the products, you can give us a shout out. That works because they're like, okay, sure, no one's going to say no to a free gift and those kind of things unless they have a massive, not even a massive follower, but they have a line of customers waiting for their time. So unless they don't have, and they have some free time, meanwhile, most of the people would be agreed on just providing you some feedback, probably.
If you're building a product-based brand, you don't have to do it alone. The Scale Partner community is a free space where founders connect, exchange ideas, and support each other. Inside, you'll find workshops, honest conversations about growth, and people who truly get the journey. Join us for free at community.rectified.co/scalepartner.
Also the influencers you choose or you reach out to have to be aligned with your brand also. You cannot talk to someone who there's no way, like she doesn't talk about food ever, and then all of a sudden, I'm saying she, but it can be he or she, you know.
Yeah.
So maybe they never talk about food, and then all of a sudden you send them a jar and they're like, oh, I love these pickles. You never talk about food, so it feels like not authentic, you know what I mean? But if it's people who, I don't know, they're lifestyle influencers or they're food influencers. There's a lot of people who cook or do like recipes, and they're not like super famous or anything, or they review foods or anything like that. These people can work. So you also have to choose the right people. I'm pretty sure you're doing that. But if it's not like that, it will not really work. Did you have any experience like of a failed partnership, let's say, or how did it go?
100%. Yeah, 100% we have failed partnership. I mean, like, it's kind of like hard to measure an influencer because sometimes it's not a direct sales, sometimes it's not a direct follower, but it's more like an awareness that it can show in a long term. But yeah, especially at the beginning when we had no idea, so we were like paying some of these influencers that just showed up to our Explore in Ottawa. We're like, okay, let's write it down. Like, we chose 3-4 influencers. We contacted them. We paid them decent money, I would say. For one of them, we even provided like the materials. Like, she wanted to make charcuterie board, and we even provided like everything she needed. We sent it. So we did all the work, and she made like a 6-second video out of it.
Okay.
It's like, oh yeah, this is this, and that is that. Click on the link. And we were like, okay, that's not very.
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy my product if that is an ad that I'm facing. I'll be like, no, okay. But so we definitely had failed influencer marketing strategy. One of the things that I learned, I think, once in a while, influencer marketing wouldn't work. Like, if you have one today and randomly one 3 months from now, you have to have a strategy. You either shouldn't do it as a like a way to grow, and you'd be like, okay, I want to have this one. I want to test. I want to learn new thing, not necessarily for gaining more customer, gaining direct sales, or you just have to have a strategy on like how you do it. What is your call to action? Like, what kind of messaging? Because you have to also communicate your messaging with the influencer, because they know something, but it's good for them to know as much as possible about your product as well. And let them decide at the end of the day, because they are the influencer. But yeah, we had especially at the beginning. Nowadays I'm much more careful on how to spend money on influencers. But at the beginning, when we had no idea and we were like, oh, influencer is going to work like a magic.
No.
Just post and like out of the sudden you're gonna have a lot of, like, you're gonna hear that Shopify sound, dang, 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 dang.
No, it's not real.
It's not like real. That. So we learned it. We learned it the hard way.
Yeah. Listen, influencers may or may not work. Some people convert like crazy. If you give them a promo code, if they promote your product one way or another, you'll see the Shopify ding, ding, ding thing. But it's not that often. It just, what I'm seeing nowadays is that it's bringing brand awareness a lot, because people will discover your product. You cannot track if I went to the store and bought a jar because I saw some influencer use that product. So that's not trackable. You can only track what comes to your website, you know, through all the tracking methods that are out there. But I think like the best way to do it is to have a big campaign and coordinated. You know, we see the big brands do it. I don't know how much can smaller brands afford that or be able to coordinate that. But if you are able to or can afford, you can have them all release something at the same time, you know, during the same week, talk about the same product, like we see, like with one lipstick and everybody is
Yeah.
posting the same lipstick, you know, that kind of vibe. And they have like very specific briefs that are written. You have to talk about this, you have to talk about this functionality of the product, or in terms of food, it tastes like this, it does this, it, let's say in your situation, let's do that now. It's made in Canada. Yes, it's a Persian product, it's a Persian concept, the name is Persian, but it's all made here because it's an important message. People need to know that it's Canadian also, and these
Yeah.
people live in Canada and the founders are Canadian, and it's a Canadian brand inspired by Persian cuisine and Persian culture and all of that. So these are all things that you can, you know, write in your brief and send it to them. And we just told that to our audience.
Yeah, definitely. Like sometimes you see these launches from every angle. So you kind of see them from different influencers. You see their ads, then you open Google, you see there, and you kind of, for you who's their target, you feel like they are, oh my God, they're the biggest company ever. They are everywhere, which is not true. They're everywhere for you. Because you are you're their ideal customer and their customer target. So you feel like, oh, I have to give this a shot because there should be something, because I see that product everywhere. So I kind of like feel the same thing for the influencer, that is strategy. Like try to have a group of people and you need to coordinate between them to make it at least look big.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing that brands are doing, I haven't seen it in food yet, but I've seen it in other like beauty and fashion, is to create something that's super Instagrammable. So, you know, the lipstick that goes on the phone cover, or you know, things like that everybody wants to take a selfie and show that they have the lipstick on their phone cover, and then the lipstick is selling, which is unrelated. But it can also be, if we get creative enough, we can do it for
some
food.
Some product are contagious. Like you see it, you want to try it yourself, and they spread the word. But for food product, I think it's much more challenging to replicate a product that is functionable, that is good. People would love to, because we are, at the end of the day, we are in a CPG world. We want our customer
CPG is so difficult.
We want our consumer to try it once, but try it the second time, third time, fourth time.
Exactly.
Until
not
whenever.
Not just a viral moment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have a smaller customer, but you want repeat purchase.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like hard to have a Instagrammable, trendy, I would say, easier, trendy. Yeah, TikToky product and functional.
You can be the next cottage cheese. Who knows? You know the cucumber, the guy who does cucumber salads.
Cucumber salad.
Yeah, he has like the big cucumbers, and I don't know if you've seen it. He's viral and like he sells like crazy. He makes it in like a deli container, like a plastic deli container with a mandolin. He slices it and then he mixes all sorts of ingredients. And he says, sometimes you got to eat an entire cucumber. And he slices an entire cucumber. He puts it in a deli container, plastic. And he's selling like crazy. So you never know. Maybe you're the next cucumber person.
Yeah, the content is the key, right?
Yeah, I'll send you this idea later on.
please, maybe we can do something about it.
Exactly. Matin, let's get out of the influencer talk and tell me about the other side of the business, the logistics, the demand. We never talk about that. We always talk about marketing, and people want to go viral. People want to, be known in a split of a second. But what they don't think about is that it's a physical product. So maybe you are not able to produce this many jars of Torshi, or you cannot ship this many jars of Torshi today, but obviously in a year from now, you will have the big team, you will have the big whatever manufacturing plant, etc., etc. So what do you do today in the back end of your business, and how do you deal with your inventory and all of that?
Yeah, logistic was, in my opinion, was the hardest part of our business, from sourcing the product, making it, and shipping the product. So we had a lot of challenges. So because I think one of the reasons was lack of also experience in this, especially like jarring the products and canning properly the
Yeah.
product that is shippable from one side of the country to another side, because we have orders from British Columbia, Manitoba, Prince Edward, so all around the countries, whether it's wholesale from stores or D2C from our
Yeah.
online shop. So from the beginning, we had no idea how to make a product in scale, and also how to ship it. So making it was a challenge, because so when you start a business, the first thing you need to do is find a commercial kitchen, make some batches, like whatever
Yeah.
the number that is feasible for you. And as you grow, I see that trend that people go to co-packing after a certain amount of time. Then if they get very big enough, they will have their own
Yeah.
manufacturing. So
Yeah.
that is a trend, like commercial kitchen, co-packing, and manufacturing. So we started with a commercial kitchen. Then we decided, because we had more demands and we had to produce more, and it was kind of like hard, because at the beginning we were doing it ourselves on the weekend.
Yeah.
But then we wanted to work with a co-packer. So that was also one of the hardest parts. We couldn't find any co-packer in Canada. I talked to probably 12, 13 different co-packers in Canada. And for some reason, we couldn't agree with any of them, because not because like either it was like financially not feasible, or
Yeah.
our product was not feasible for them.
Okay.
So the production was a problem. Then we could be able to figure out. Right now we hired a couple of people that they're experiencing in kitchen and making different products, and we also rent a commercial kitchen in Ottawa, so they make a weekly for us unsupervised, so they know everything about our product,
Yeah.
from packaging, labelings, and everything. So we trained them for like 2 months, and now they're proficient at what
That's
they're
good.
doing. So yeah, it's good for us for probably next year, but
Yeah.
in a year or two, we definitely need a bigger place with more staff. That about production. And then it comes the logistic, like the shipping the product.
Yes.
That was also, it took us a lot of testing and having our jars broken when we ship, to understand what actually work and what actually does not work.
Yeah.
We still hear and have some damaged goods when we ship the products, but it's not comparable when we started. So like trying different packaging, trying different bubble wraps, and sometimes your box is getting too big, and when it gets too big, it gets more expensive and
Or too heavy. Yeah.
too heavy as well. So you have to have a balance, and find a balance and optimal way to have enough caution in your product, but not too much to make it
Yeah.
very, very expensive and unreasonable, unfeasible for your business.
Yeah.
And and right now, thankfully, we're working with a third-party logistic company that we ship our product by pallets. We make it here. We ship our product by pallets into that business, which is in Toronto, and they have other locations as well.
Yeah.
And they distribute all of our products to our customers, whether it's wholesale or
Yeah.
D2C from our website.
Yeah. I mean, these are all challenges with product-based businesses that people don't talk about, which is why I wanted to ask you, especially with food, because you have expiry dates, you have glass jars, you have a lot of regulations. If somebody gets sick, it's because of you, because they ate.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big responsibility. It's more serious, you know, than if you're selling a t-shirt or a pen or something like that has more longevity, and it's lighter to ship. And for now, you took the selling online D2C route. You are available in some stores. but it's a big challenge, and I really wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah,
So you,
and also, sorry, and the
yeah, go ahead.
spoilage problem is
Yeah.
also for some of the food brands that also happened. For us, happened. We had to throw 200 jars
Yeah.
last year because we made them, and there was a mistake in making the product.
Oh.
So all of our vegetables got spoiled, and they got very, very black
Mm.
and also soft. So not
Oh my God.
not edible
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
So that was also like a 2-3 days process, just opening the jars and just trying to empty
Throwing.
and like throwing them out. Yeah, that was heartbreaking at the same time, sad, and yeah, time consuming.
lot
So
of
that is
money
also another
wasted.
factor. Yeah, and also expiry date. Our product, for example, it has a good amount of expiry
Yeah.
shelf life, like around
Yeah.
1 year or even more. But yeah, definitely. So the biggest advice that I have for people who want to start is just start very small, not try to go very big. Just maybe like 100 units. Try to test it, and from the beginning, thinking about the product and the formula itself, not just like, oh, it's okay. Let's figure this out. Let's go to stores. Let's go. Put the product on the website, sell, and then we will figure out. From the beginning, have this in mind. Your product is not going to be perfect from the beginning, but at least let it be 80% or 90%.
Yeah. You cannot have it perfect. That
Yeah,
we agree
never.
on. Yeah,
Yeah.
it can never be perfect, but it's good to test it out. And I really love that you went to the farmers market, because this is where you get the product market fit, sort of, if people resonate with that. The other day I was listening to another podcast where they're interviewing the founder of Poppy, the soda drink Poppy, and she was talking about that she started at the farmers market, and then Whole Foods approached her and they're like, we don't have a product like this. This is interesting. Why don't we develop it? And that's how she knew that there is a market for it. And that's when she decided to actually make it a real business, because for her it was just a hobby, and she goes to the farmers market and sells whatever she's making.
Yeah.
And I do believe in food, especially because we all go there to discover new things, and there's a specific mindset for people who go to farmers markets, and they want local, and they want to experiment, and they want to discover. So it's a good thing. I believe if other food entrepreneurs are listening to this, do like Metin, go to the farmers market and
It's very
test your
fun,
products.
to be honest.
Yeah.
It's quite fun as well, right? I love farmers markets today.
You get to see people's feedback in real life, like they're tasting it, and they cannot fake what what their faces will do. So you'll see if they really love it or they hate it. It's
And you
not
get used to hearing no as well. You get used
exactly.
to some people don't like your product, so you're not going to sell to anyone in the world. There are people that are going to hate your product, and it's not
Exactly.
nothing personal.
Exactly. Matin, this has been a very nice conversation. I believe you have a promo code for us, for the listeners
Yeah.
and the viewers.
Yeah, if you're listeners and viewers, just go out to our website, www.torshi.com. So we have 3 or probably 6 products available in our Shopify store. And with the
Yes.
code the Rectified, you can get 15% off. And we ship all around the country as well.
Perfect.
Country of
So
Canada.
we can find you on your website, and you're also on social media. Let us know which platforms we can find you on.
Yeah, mostly on Instagram at Torshi Foods, and also Facebook at Torshi Foods as well.
Perfect. So we're going to link to everything in the description of the podcast. We're going to put the promo code, the website, so that you write the name correctly and the website correctly, and you can follow them on Instagram. Thank you, Metin, for being a guest on the podcast. And to all the listeners, we'll be back next week with a new episode.